All right, man.
What's up?
How's it going? Who are you?
I'm Jake, Cincy fan Jake.
Here he is.
That's me.
Who are
You,
you?
me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is Joe and Lisa, and this is Natty Talks. This is Jake. He's on here. He is going to be our, I guess, guinea pig. Uh,
Sure.
but we're gonna do another episode where we just have a guy on here, since he's always gets a chance to have girls on here,
Sounds
and I
good.
never get to have my dudes. So, man, what do you want to talk about?
Anything. We can talk about the Bengals. We can talk current events. We can talk whatever you want to talk.
Okay, all right. We can start with the Bengals.
All right.
We can start with the Bengals.
Are we done? What do you
Fuck
think?
no. I think it's funny during the game after Burrow got hurt. I was like, all right, that's it. Going to the bar. It's hot out here. I'm going to the bar and I'm going to go sit down. I go to the bar down. It's like under the stands.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it was hot.
Yeah.
And I'm down there just like watching the thing. And I was like, nah, they're going to win.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, it was whatever. I was like, nope, they're going to win. They're going to win this game.
Listen, I bleed orange and black, and I'll ride with the Bengals through whatever. But I was not confident, and I needed to have my little Twitter crash out. And so I had my little Twitter crash out, and I was like, yeah, we're not winning this game.
Nope.
And then I was texting some buddies in a group chat, and we were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, this is done. The season's over. This was cool. And they're like, no, Jake Browning's got us. And I was like, no, Jake Browning does not got us. And then
Oh.
I started, talking shit about Jake Browning. And,
faith.
and then I was like, for the record, I take all of this back if we win the game. But and we did. But
Yeah. So the beginning of the fourth quarter, I walked back out to the stands and everybody was like, oh man, whatever. And I looked at everybody and was like, why are you all scared? Jake Browning is better than most of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. He just plays behind Joe Burrow. So of course he's not going to look as good as Joe Burrow, who's one of the best in the league. So for a backup, at least we have Joe Burrow Part 2.
he's one of the best.
He's one of the best. Have some faith. Aside from the NFL kissing the Chiefs' ass like they always do,
All the time.
he had the Bengals in the playoffs.
0-2, by the way.
Yeah, because I looked at the people that sit around us, and I looked at them and said, oh no, they're going to win this game, guys. I literally called it down to like the time. I said, in the last 2 minutes of this game, they're going to come down the field and they're going to just go in, score a touchdown, game over. For everybody that sits around us, they are all like, yep, he did. He called it. He's like, yep, this is what's going to happen. Here it comes.
You're typically right.
You were right.
Yeah, because it's Jake Browning.
I just had to crash out first and feel my emotions and like
That's good.
process it because of Joe Burrow. And then after the game, I probably took a day actually. But
Man.
then I started convincing myself. I was like, you know what? We got this. We paid Jamar. We paid T. We paid all these weapons. We got Noah Fant. I was like,
Oh, he's
we got
big.
Trey to come back in the building. He's good for the moment, captain. I was like, we can figure this out. I was like, we keep this defense together, we'll be okay. I was like, Jake Browning will figure it out.
I wish Joe Burrow watched this because I want him to hear what I'm about to say.
That'd be fantastic.
Hey, brother, I wouldn't care if you walk down the field throwing 2 balls out of bounds when you don't have just a shot and then just hitting one and going all the way down the field that way, dude. I really wouldn't care. For the love of God, protect yourself.
Brother, please.
Protect yourself, please. Like,
Also, I got 10 toes. I'm 10 toes down for Joe Burrow. Like, you need one, bro? It's all yours.
right, dude, you have so many toes available to you, you don't even
Right.
know.
I don't need them.
Like, in all seriousness, man. Like, do I think he's injury prone? No. He's playing football. It's like, if you don't protect him, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. I was having a conversation the other day with some buddies about it, and I was like, the very first injury where he tore everything in his knee, you can 1,000% blame that on the offensive line and not protecting him because somebody screwed up and he got messed up. I was like, the wrist thing was weird. The appendectomy thing was weird. I was like, this toe thing is weird. like freak accident. I don't.
Yeah, that's why I said throw it off.
Yeah.
Because at this point, just stop getting hit. Like, just stop. If the play's dead, the play's dead. Just throw it off. But I'm not done. Hold on. If the offensive line doesn't go out there and start ripping people's helmets off whenever they even get near Joe Burrow at this point, they are not doing their jobs. I don't care to say it. Go punch someone in the fucking mouth. I don't care. He gets touched. You're not doing your job. You don't deserve your money. Don't care.
Yeah, he bought you samurai swords, okay? You're supposed to defend him with your life.
Yes. Like,
I don't know that I can blame that injury 100% on them.
No.
Some of it's got to do with scheme, which is a Zach Taylor issue.
but he got blasted.
Yeah. And last week against the Browns,
he
Myles
got
Garrett
blasted.
blasted him. Yeah, he's
Wide open
he's
gate.
top 10 all time and being hit already, and it's year 6.
Well, like, and it's also like, hey, he's one of the best of all time, and look how, like,
He's already been sacked 201 times. That's
Yes.
more than Andrew Luck.
yeah. You all know what happened to Andrew Luck.
And
Yep.
And I wouldn't blame Joe Burrow for doing that because he's still a human being, so he has to go out there and, like, live life. So, like,
can we talk about his mental for a minute? Because it's got to be
yeah,
fucked.
let's talk about that. Hold on, let's talk about this for a second. I'm glad you just said that. Leading up to right before he got hurt, I don't know if they showed this on TV or not. He missed 3 touchdowns in a row, which is funny, his mentality, dude, he literally looked like he was stiff. And then every single time that down that drive that he threw it, he did hit on on his receivers, but they barely made it.
Yeah.
All he had to do was turn left and look at this wide open receiver over here 3 times in a row, and it was a home run to go get a touchdown. So what are you
T's
doing?
open over here. Jamar's open over here. I'm like, what are we doing?
T was in
Missed
single
it.
coverage twice in a row. Twice. Single coverage. And he didn't even look over there. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I mean, it happens. Bad reads.
Well, like, if you watch a replay of it, he never turns and looks. It's like,
And I'm just talking about like his mental from like a mental standpoint.
Well, I
of,
know,
like
man.
all these injuries and stuff to him. And he did an interview with the guy from Good Morning Football, and his
Kyle
name
Brandt.
escapes me. Yeah, Kyle Brandt. And he was talking about like his mental. He's like, how's your like mental health doing after the whole like break-in thing? He's like, honestly, that was like a fucked up situation or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I just kind of like got over it or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, and that's cool. And then they talk about like his mentality of like, this guy's like Dexter, and he could like be like a serious problem if he wasn't playing like football or something. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he's got that killer mentality and like the mental thing. I was like, but after all these injuries and all these like problems, like you can't tell me your mental's not like messed up a little bit there, or the thoughts not in your head all the time, right? Right?
I don't think he's going to like what I'm about to say.
Not say it.
If you look at it that way, yes, you're right. His mental would be gone, but this is also why he's probably Joe Burrow. And
That's
you're
right.
Not.
That's right. No, you're right.
When you go through these things, instead of letting it put you down and be like, that's it, I'm done, you don't look at it that way. You look at it as, I'm going to come back and do this better, or I'm going to work on these things, or I'm going to look at it on this way. So, like, this is what I said. Everybody that crashed and burned after that happened, I'm pretty sure this is what Joe Burrow would have thought. Yep, this sucks. But it's not the type of injury where he's going to have to get out of shape. He's still going to be able to like move his body and be able to focus on throwing and stuff like that, because he's going to have to, because it's his foot and he's his balance and it's everything like that. So he's going to have to work on this. And when Jake Browning takes his team to the playoffs,
That's right. It's happening.
he's going to come back fresher than every player that is going into the playoffs.
It's true.
And that
then
would be
we're
rather terrifying.
And then we're going all the way to Santa Clara.
Exactly. So don't worry. He probably was like, sweet. Now I have 3 months off, and Jake Browning's going to carry this team to the playoffs. I have 3 months off. Now I get to go into the playoffs fresh. Jake Browning, do your job. Offensive line, do A defense. I'm not going to talk shit about the defense.
Trey, keep doing your thing, man.
I'm
I
not-
hope Shamar's okay because he's been a bright spot on defense. Jordan Battle, keep doing your thing, brother.
Yes.
Killing it.
Turner's been good.
DJ Turner's been okay. Cam Taylor-Britt wasn't as bad as he was the week before, so as Zach
Dude,
Taylor says,
I
I see better than I hear.
Dude, I love Cam Taylor-Britt. Like, he has to be one of my favorite players on the team because, like, I know last year he had a rough one last year, but, like, I was like, dude, I don't care. Like, I know this dude's a baller. And, he had the injury and stuff like that, but, like, I think he did, yes. But I'm fully planning on him having another big year, straight up.
He needs to. He's in
Yeah.
a contract year.
Yep. And the way I look at it is because watching it on TV, you kind of like whatever. But in person, when I was watching the defense play, I was like, I think I know what they're doing. They were like halfway through the game, it seemed like they were just kind of limping their way through the game just to get through it. And then in the second half, they just kind of like turned a switch and just turned it on. So it's strategic, right? And like, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Yeah, I think some of the coverages are a little bit soft, and that's my biggest issue with it.
I think they're soft
which
at
is-
the beginning of the game.
Yeah, which is odd because Al Golden's system, he kind of liked to blitz a lot in college, and now he wants to play kind of softer in the NFL, which is kind of weird.
Well-
But they're flying around to the ball a lot better, and they're tackling better, so that's good, and they're making plays.
That's why I said they were kind of like getting through the first.
Yeah.
'Cause yes, they're soft, on purpose. I think
And they're adjusting.
they're figuring it out. They're adjusting, saying, all right, this is what changes we're going to make. This is what we're going to do. Which you do that in football. That's what happens when halftime's going on. Not
Adjustments.
just dogs running around and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm fully planning on still going to the playoffs. I don't know about you all, but if you're not, get off the train.
That's right.
Just get off. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I mean, I'm going to say this is a damn toe, Joe Burrow. You like.
Dude, yeah, I said shoot it up with some Toradol, give him a Percocet like Aaron Rodgers, tape that thing up, get him out there.
That's ashwagandha, I think.
Yeah, whatever. Ayahuasca, if you need to go take a trip.
Ayahuasca, not ashwagandha.
Whatever.
Let's not open any portals.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever gets me to a Super Bowl, that's all I care about.
Exactly.
Okay? And win one.
Yeah, that would be great. At least before I die.
Yeah, please.
Phew.
That's my one wish.
Dude, the funniest thing I heard about Joe Burrow's toe was we were walking out of the stadium, and this guy was walking. He's like, "A fucking toe! Cut that fucking thing off! Just tape it up and get his ass back out there! Fuck! He's number 9 for a reason."
That's right. He only needs 9 of them.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, the Bengals. They'll be all right. I'm not too worried. The Reds.
Oof.
The Reds.
The Mets have literally begged them to
I know.
take that playoff spot.
Dude, it really hurts me because it's like, do you all want to win? Like, do you want to at all? Like, it's.
I don't have words for the Reds.
I
That's
don't
my
really.
team. I love them. I
Yeah.
want them to win a World Series. I want to make the playoffs. But some of the moves, I don't understand. Why you didn't call South Stewart up earlier when he's absolutely crushing the ball makes no sense to me, unless you're like playing with service time. But at this point, that really doesn't matter. Like, are we trying to win? I understand it's like, where are you going to go? But frustrating to say
Very.
the least.
Very. And but people all the time are like, who would you rather win a championship? The Reds, the Bengals, whatever. And I'm like, I would just like a championship anywhere, but like, it would be great if the Reds would win one, or at least go to the playoffs. Like, it just something.
That'd be nice.
It'd be
I mean, they
nice.
have 5 championships, so if I had to pick one, I'd pick the Bengals just so they can at least have one.
Right? Yep.
But, yeah, I'll take one any way I can get it. So
Yeah. I mean that.
I just hope we don't burn the city down in the process. That would be cool if we didn't do that.
Well, with current events,
We're
that
already
might
having
freaking
enough problems
happen.
downtown. Knock that shit off anyway.